All right, if you know me, you know that I love horror comedy movies. That's like one of my favorite genres, which is why I wanted to go see Y2K, movie about the big Y2K scare that was happening around that time, 1999, turn of the century. Eli is going over to Danny's. I don't know. I watched it last night, and it's a great movie. Here, let me just look up what the guy's name is, what the character's name is. Yeah, his name is Danny. I was right. Um, and so they're gonna go to. There, he was like just wanting to chill with Danny. Watch a couple movies for the big turn of the century New Year's Eve party. And Danny's like, no, bro, we got to go to a party, man, because they're like losers and nerds and they're not invited to things, but Danny really wanted to go to a party. First they go to the movie store because Eli is like, nah, man. So they go to the movie store, and this is my favorite character. His name is Garrett. He like works at the movie store, and he's like, yo, you guys want to go to the room? Even though these kids are like, I think 16. He's like, you guys want to go see some man? And he's like a stoner. You can obviously tell that he's a stoner. He's so funny. So Garrett's like, we're gonna be having this. Me and my friends are gonna be having this party at the old factory. If you guys want to come by. And so they get back to Danny's house and they're watching movies. And Danny's like, yo, Eli, you're such a pussy, man. They go to the party, and immediately, like, they're just not having fun. And the music cuts out. Anyways, Eli puts in his mix. Danny starts doing his thing. He becomes the life of the party, while like kind of shitting on Eli. Eli's not having it. He calls Danny an asshole, and they get into a huge fight. Well, when the clock strikes midnight, there's a scream from the room, from one of the rooms that the party was in. Because classic high school party. This is gonna be people having sex. And so they go into the room, and this guy, he has like a ceiling fan blade in his head. So like everybody's freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god, we gotta call 911." And the guy, his name is Chris. He's played by the Kid Leroy, which is like, "No man, my parents are gonna kill me." And Laura, who's played by going to be Snow White, she goes, "Bro, you're an asshole. This guy just died, and you're worried about what your parents are gonna think." And so this like RC car starts coming through and starts like attacking people, and everybody starts running. Literally every single piece of technology in that house just starts to kill people. And so it's Laura, Eli, Danny, two people from the group of kids that would bully Eli and Danny. They called them Big Nut and Little Nut. And then just brand new character. His name is CJ. They all hide in the garage, and they're trying to make up a plan, being like, "Oh, how are we gonna get out of here?" And so Danny's like, "Okay, so I'm gonna hit the garage door, and then we run." But then he picks up Eli's backpack, and he's like, "Bro, you know that you'd be lost without me." And as soon as he says that, the fucking like RC car has collected all of the technology and stuff in the house and just stabs right through the door, killing Danny. And it's like a big emotional moment. But I just kind of found that funny. But the last thing that Danny gives Eli is a condom. That was the whole entire night he planned, was to get laid that night, and so he had a whole thing of condoms. Anyways, so Eli turns on the door, and I forget what the guy's name is. He's played by the guy that plays Argyle in Stranger Things, and he's wearing rollerblades because apparently he can shred onto rollerblades. He says he sees a knocked over. This is one of the funniest parts. He sees a knocked over goalpost, and he goes, "Yo, I'm about to shred this," and he starts. I don't know what song starts playing. I think it's like a corn song. He like hops up on it, and as soon as he hops up on it to like grind on it, he fucking biffs it and just hits his head on the concrete and dies. Like out of always to go out, in like a like robot takeover, you decide to go out by fucking your shit up on some rollerblades. Anyways, they run into the woods and they go to the factory where Garrett was because Laura's like, oh, my ex, his name is Jonas. He's gonna be there, and he's like a computer wizard, even though she's a computer wizard. Make it long story short. Eli's computer comes to the factory. It's a good guy at this point. So they tie it up and they try to get like the code of like what's going on. Turns out all the computers are a part of a hive mind. Eli's computer like shows Laura. It's a sprite of her that she made for the school's website, punching a whole bunch of files and like kicking them and like stuff and destroying them. And then she goes, "Oh my god, I know what to do now." So she drags that sprite into a file and uploads that and like drags it onto a USB. This is after like her and Eli have a huge fight because oh my god, Eli has a crush on Laura. One of the girls, her name is Ash. She's the other kid that bullied Big Nut and Little Nut. It's Ash, CJ, and Eli. They're like, yeah, we got to go to the school because that's where the hive mind is. And we gotta destroy it from the inside, even though we don't know how. And they get locked at like a construction site, and they can't get through. And so Garrett and Laura show up, and once again Eli forgets his backpack, and that's like the whole entire joke is like, hey, you forgot this. They try to go, but the robot that was at the party followed them and is now wanting to kill them. And so Garrett's like, I'm gonna use these devil sticks to like destroy this massive computer thing. He starts running at the thing. Bro gets his arm cut off. And he's like, oh man, I don't like that. That was the exact lines. I don't like that. And then he just gets his head chopped off. And Laura runs to Eli, hugs him, all cute and stuff. And they get into the porta potty. It's the computer kicks the porta potty. They go rolling down a hill. They get shit all over themselves because it's a fucking porta potty going down a hill. Anyways, they go, they get to this, into town, and fucking, they go to the video store because Eli lost his shoes, and there was a pair of Garrett shoes at the video store. Uh, which like yeah, I'm gonna walk in just socks across a burning city to go to this one video store that I know has shoes in it. Like, why don't you just go to any other place, bro? Anyways, fucking Fred Durst is there. That's his name. Fred Durst is there, and he's like, the old world, this new world changed me. AI's taken over, man. Like, bro, this happened like not even 3 hours ago. What are you talking about? He was saying that he was in like Berlin at the time or something. When this all happened. Like, how you gonna go from Berlin all the way to like Brooklyn in 3 hours, man? I'm pretty sure that's like a at least 10-hour flight. I don't know. And so they're trying to convince Fred Durst to be like, yeah, let's go to the high school. And he's like, no, bro, that's fucking stupid. And they convince him. So they go to the high school. With it being a hive mind, when one robot spots them, all of them do. And so Fred Durst sees one of the other people from Limp Bizkit, and he tries to like be like, "Go, bro, you gotta get out," but he can't hear him because he has like a microchip on his temple, and that's what the whole entire thing is. The computers want to take humans and upload them into the hive mind, like the digital world, so they can get more processing power. So one robot sees Fred doing this, and so CJ pushes Fred out of the way, and he gets CDs, two CDs, one in the cheek, one in the forehead, and they just like cut him open. They're like they kill him, and so Ash is like having this big emotional moment, even though she hated him like 20 minutes ago. They get to the gymnasium where the hive mind is, and Laura and Eli go to where the motherboard is, like where the main motherboard is, And wouldn't you know it, there is a free USB spot that she can plug that flash drive into. And so she tries to do it, but then it closes. Like a metal teeth just come down and chomp down. And the big AI is like, you guys can't do this. You guys are fucking stupid. And it's just an hilarious moment. And so what Eli does is well, Laura hacks it and she's like, "Oh yeah, I can just do this." And she finds a back way gate through like the school's website for some reason that works. And then the teeth open, but there's still like electricity shooting through that little hole because it's like a little triangle hole that you can only fit your hand through. And so she tries to do that, and lo and behold, she gets electrocuted, and she's like, "Bro, I can't do this." And so Eli's like, "Oh, I have a condom." And so the whole entire time, this AI, the computers being all snarky, being like, "Oh, young love, first time, huh?" And so, but the plan is that she puts the condom over her hand because it's rubber and it's non-conductive, and she puts the USB stick in, and she goes. She says this movie, even though how great it is, and I like it a lot, it had the most predictable lines ever. She literally said, "We're in, bro." Anyways, and then so she drags the sprite over to the file and it kills every single computer that's in the hive mind. It's over. And you're like, oh, everything's fine. Woohoo, we won. And then it cuts to a year later, or 5 years later. Eli and Laura are dating now, and they go to visit Danny's grave because they're about to graduate college. And Fred Durst has his own computer company so he can make sure that the robot uprising doesn't happen again. And that's really how the story ends. There's like a scene where the AI shows up on Ash's MP3 player. And the post credit scene is Danny singing Thong to Thong 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 or whatever the song is. It was honestly a great movie. I really recommend it. I give it a 10 out of 10 or a 9.5 out of 10 at the least. I saw Craven the Hunter today, so there's also going to be a video about that. Yeah, I just wanted to come on here and rant about it for a little bit. I really like this movie, and I recommend it. So, thank you. Um, yeah, that's it.